What's going on, peasants? My favorite part about saying that I just randomly whatever, but little side story is when I first said paisano, people thought it meant peasants. I mean, it kind of does, but not really. Uh, and they were like, there would always be like 99% of people go, okay, cool. And there'd be like one guy, he'd be like, I'm not a peasant, V. What you call me a peasant for? I ain't a peasant. Yeah, you are. You can't afford humor. What's going on, paisanos? V here, coming at you with another market watch today. I just wanted to share that story because I always thought that was so. There's always at least one person, because I always joke around on my videos. These videos I do for fun. I joke around and have a good time. And there's always like one person who just like gets something, like takes something to heart, and like continually holds it over for like 8 videos. Like I'll be 8 videos deep in, and the guy be like, "Give me your heads up, I'm not a peasant." Like it's always the same stupid thing. Anyway, paisanos, listen, you want to go ahead and check out my website, YGOPaisano.com. I'd greatly appreciate it. It's a great website. Get yourself some absolutely amazing field centers, some tokens. You get the NFC tags to make your field centers programmable to your phone. Like, pretty insane. Unless you're a peasant. Also, paisanos, I'm going to be getting some new field centers coming in this week. I'll have them when I have them available. And I'll mention them on Discord, social media, Instagram, all that jazz. All right. Let's talk about the market and why I haven't bought anything. I actually have about roughly around $450 available store credit, but why haven't I used it yet? You might be asking. Well, I did. I bought a couple of Speedo cards here and there. Why not? But for the most part, I haven't really bought any Power of the Elements. Why? It makes sense when you think about it. The pre-sale prices of the majority of these cards are insane. Sprite Blue being roughly around, or Sprite Blue, like a soda, being roughly around $100. Does that make any sense at all? The answer is, of course not. The card's overpriced, and it should be because it's one of the best decks in the game, right? Allegedly. Usually, Power of the Elements is the allegedly this might be the good set. We still have a lot of things running around. I feel like a lot of you players just forget about that, but we really need to address it. Dragonlink's still really good. Branded Pure is still really good. What else is there? Flunderies. Enjoy playing sprites against Flunderies. Like, there are still so many good decks in the game. Not to mention the fact that we have Punk Adventures, which basically used to be what almost every other variant of decks that bring out Barone plus Omni Gates plus Artifact Sight, Extract Lock. We have all this degen stuff in the game right now. So here's the question. Is Power of the Elements going to be good? It's going to be less good than what everyone thinks, but I think in the grand scheme of things, better once we get a ban list. Now, when's the ban list coming out, you might ask? Historically speaking, Konami has always released the ban list 1 week after the effective release date of Power of the Elements, and I think we might be getting that. Hopefully sooner, I'll be honest with you, because I'm sick and tired of this meta. Not that I hate it, I want the new stuff to be good. And I feel like the new stuff won't be as good when we have all this other stuff running around. So we need to nerf the old stuff to make the new stuff good. But V, I don't got enough money, I can't play the new stuff. That's fine, no big deal. Get a second job. But V, I'm under 18. That's fine, we're gonna call mine. I don't know what to tell you. Listen, this game isn't free. This game always costs money, and it sucks. Every you can play, I think, in my personal opinion, should have a TCG player seller account. Why? So you can do what I do. Have store credit on hand and on deck and available when it comes to time like now, when you want to play everything, but you don't got the money for everything. Part with those cards that you don't really need, and focus on the cards that you do need. Now, if you want to play sprites, or you want to play tier limits, it's going to cost you a lot of money. You want to play exorcisms? Hey, those Marthas, $38? Pretty expensive. And that's not including the other cards in this set. There's one card in particular in this set that I'm going to buy a playset of, and then I'll talk about. Until then, I'm not even acknowledging the card's existence. It's my red-headed stepchild of a card. But in time, I'll talk about it soon, so keep an eye out for it. And the reason I want to do that because if I talk about it, there's a chance the price might go up, and I got to pay more money for what? No offense, I love all you paisanos, but I'm not a big fan of going, this is the card of the meta. And then it goes up because everyone buys it, and I got to sit there and eventually buy it. Like, yeah, nah, we're not playing that game. Homie, don't play that. I'll get my playset, I'll get tracking, and then you'll know. Just throwing it out there. I love all you guys, but goddamn, you think I'm gonna break my legs so you can run faster in a walking competition? You're insane! Next up. Alright, Exorcisters. Are they gonna be good? Seriously. I think in the OCD where they have Maxi kind of already slowed the meta down, decks like Exorcisters kind of thrive better. Now, do I think they're gonna be good? Sure. Do I think it'd be tier 1? Right now? No, 100% not. But with the ban list coming up, I do think Exorcisters can be really good. Cards like Exorcism McCallus is still roughly around $15. Kind of huge entry point, especially when you look at other cards like Sophia over here, Pax being 20. Like, it's if you already have Exorcisms like me, you're okay with everything, kinda, sorta, not really. If you don't have Exorcisms, it's gonna get really expensive before it gets really cheap. Another card I want to talk about was Dimensional Fissure. This is a phenomenal card if you're getting ready for the new meta. Think about it. For almost every deck, this card craps on. Now, obviously, you don't really want to main this card because you go second, redundant. But I do think this card might start making its way to a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Players' side deck, as this card is, well, really good. Unfortunately, it's limited, but in OCG, they're still playing it. Why? Because this card laughs at sprites. This card just looks at tournaments and goes, oh, that's funny, banished. This card looks at a lot of decks and just kind of can win the game. Now, the common listing of this card is roughly around $1.70. If you want the highest rarity, the CP8s, which are old as dust, those versions are starting to slowly rise. And they haven't really hit, in my opinion, hit a crazy high stride yet. I can see these cards easily hitting over 100 in my opinion. But look at the card. You want the foreign versions that they are, but look, $89. Now, I do think this card's going to go higher in value because a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Players are going to realize that this card, well, is really good against the meta. And if you open it, you're in a really good spot. Especially if you're playing Sprites or Telements. You do your full combo, then you put this on board, you look at your opponent and go, now you try doing that. Listen, Nimble Beaver is a card that we're starting to see a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Players that play Sprites use. Now, you have a couple of options. You have this one or another card, but Nimble Beaver this is probably the worst time to buy the card because it's roughly around $2.50 to $3 a copy. The card's common. It came out of edition God Deck Alba's Tormentor, Circuit Break 2018 Mega Tins. So why would you want this card? Well, to be honest with you, not really worth it. In fact, I'd rather see players use Deep Sea Diva, which is a cheaper card. What? Not talking about the throwback for Deep Sea Diva. And if you own that, that's cool, but I'll get the other super rare from OTS 13. That's $8 rather than $175. Nonetheless, Deep Sea Diva is a card Yu-Gi-Oh! Players I think are going to be using more here in TCG. Well, why is that, you might ask? You might say, well, OCG players have pretty much switched over to Nimble Beaver. It's their go-to card. DC Diva is better than Nimble Beaver, and here's why. It's only better for now. It can change. Here's why. DC Diva is a tuner monster. Now, why is that so crazy? Well, because it's a one-card Needle Fiber. And that's pretty important right now in today's meta, where Needle Fiber is a necessary card. So you can get DC Diva as cheap as $1, rather than paying almost $2 or $3 for Nimble Beaver, and then you can go ahead and summon it, activate effect, go into your full combo. Oh, your opponent stops it? Cool, you still have the rest of your sprite combos, which can be cheated out in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh's so fun. Look at Crystal Needle Fiber, though I do think this card's a great card. And is it worth being banned? Your view is worth being banned. Says the complainers in the back. If you think this card's worth being banned, you are I want to say you're the dumbest Yu-Gi-Oh! Player ever, because the guy I mentioned in the beginning of my video who gets mad about being called a peasant in a YouTube video by a guy he never met, that's the dumbest Yu-Gi-Oh! Player. Then we got gold players. Then we got anyone who thinks this card should be banned. That's the way I feel. I'm sorry if you're wrong, but you are wrong. This card should not be banned. You're an idiot. Let me explain, though. I think the time Maxi is going to come up to 3. Vanny's Emptiness is going to come off the ban list. We're going to have a crazy party time where Crystal Needle Fiber might not necessarily be one of the best cards in the game. If it's even considered to be one of the best cards in the game. Number 1. Number 2, Mystic Mine is this. And the reason why you want this off the ban list, because your opponent can rush over, go to access code and kill you, because you're a lazy Yu-Gi-Oh! Player who plays Mystic Mine and hugs it and says, protect me, daddy. This card doesn't care. This card is the start of daddy going out to the store to get cigarettes. That's the truth. Number 3, this card should be hit in a meta which we have Artifact Scythe, where you can just lock your opponent out of the extra deck with one card easily, consistently, but that's the bad guy? Well, this is part of one of the versions of the Artifact Scythe package. I get that, but once again, like, if your car's having a flat tire, do you change the engine? It makes zero sense unless you're just complaining because, once again, you want this card hit when there's way other problems. And that's why I feel like with a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Players that just don't like certain cards. They look at certain cards like Needle Fiber and they go, that should be hit. And it's like, well, what does it do? What's the reason why? What's the problem? Let's hit that. The actual problem directly. Or are we going to sit here and complain about things that lead up to the actual problem? Kind of redundant if you ask me. Number 1, number 2, definitely Yu-Gi-Oh! Players hate more though. If people hate Needle Fiber, that's fine. We can agree to disagree. That's fine. I cannot agree or disagree with anybody that says like, oh, if you like gold, you're just wrong. Like, I have the math to back me up. I have my hatred to back me up. I know don't want to talk about it anymore. All right. Ghost Reaper Winter Cherries is a phenomenal card. Everyone is going to be playing this card. Even the Crystal Needle Fiber hate fest players, they're going to have to play Needle Fiber, and they're also going to be playing Ghost Reaper Winter Cherries. Why? Because the card is really good. Going second, Ghost Reaper Winter Cherries is probably one of the best hand traps in the game in a meta in which we have a closed-in-box extra deck meta, meaning cards like Barone, cards like Needle Fiber, cards like, I don't know, Splight cards. If you're playing Telements, shoot the Gambit. You have a huge extra deck, and Telement players are going to be crying because the extra deck, yeah, you're going to have to make it fit. It's not going to fit. Listen, I think Ghost Reaper Winter Cherries is a phenomenal card. I think in time it's going to get better. And with the Ultimate Rare coming out, that price point of that card is probably going to be jacked up. Unless Konami does what they did with the previous OTS 19, in which they just took a shovel, opened the back door, and just threw it at stores and said, here, you deal with the secondary market. Which, yeah, that didn't work out so good for OTS 19. It's slowly starting to rebound. All right. Speaking of OTS 19, by the way, for an alba, still $40. I think that's a good price for the card. I kind of like that. War Treasures of the Temple being roughly around $51. Well, that's fine, but the price point of this card is going to be in a weird spot because if you have adventures, you're excited. If you don't have adventures, you don't care because it's whatever. $51 is too much for you, and I totally agree with you on that. Okay, and Skill Drain is actually the money card of the set. Now, once again, why are these prices so low? Because like I said earlier, Konami just gave a lot of OTS packs to each store, and stores and stores gave them out to their players. Is what an ideal world would be. Let's talk about some shicey things, because there are OTS stores out there who get like all these OTS packs, crack them open, crack those packs open, and then throw them online to make money. That's the truth. In fact, if you think your store is doing that, let me know in the comments down below. Don't say the store. Don't be rat. Just let me know. Just like say V. I'm one of those people that my people. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be like, okay, cool. We're good. But don't be a rat. With that said, that's what happened. Like, unless you think all Yu-Gi-Oh players who crack 4 Albats, War Enchantress, skill drains, unless you think those players just threw them on the market as fast as possible, which if you did, that's amazing, and I got some amazing gold rares that you're going to want to buy at a premium price point, because they're going to go higher. Alright, then we have Appointed Red Lotus. This card's starting to make its way into the OCG, and here in the TCG, this might be the card. Hand knowledge is the #1 important thing in Yu-Gi-Oh! Back when Infernobles were one of the best decks, hand knowledge made a majority of Infernoble players, myself included, win a lot of games that we really shouldn't have won. But we won because we knew exactly what was on our opponent's hand, minus maybe one card, which is insane. Appointed Red Lotus is a broken card that's used on a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Players' side deck. Currently, the OTS Tournament Pack 14 Super Rare is $1.35. Is that true? Is that real? Is that real money? Let's see. No, it's a lie. I mean, you can buy a damaged one, but even shipping gets you. What? Okay. No, this card's roughly around 4, 5, 6, 7, about 7 bones. Let me see the Italian. How are we looking there? Okay, that's too much. That's too much. That's too many words. Too many words. Listen, it's roughly around 6 bones. Copy. You're gonna want to get 3. OV, I don't need 3? Okay, listen, you can get the combo ones. They're like $1, okay? Don't worry about it. There you go. Not going to break the bank. Structure deck, Frisian Chains, $0.25. You're going to want to grab these cards. And the reason why is because these cards are insanely good in the side deck. Try them out. Seriously, it's a good card. All right. Then we have Herald of. That's what I put here because there's so many. I mean, you have Herald of Orange Light, which is, $150. Some players are buying 3. Wrong. We don't have Max C. You should play 2. Divine the Herald might be used in tier limits. I don't think it's going to be used until we get the new Shizu, but it might be used $54. Herald of Green and Herald of Purple Light. Those are the 2 ones. I actually personally ordered a playset of each. It takes forever because you have to individually order these old Ultimate Rares, like first editions, at an Enemy of Justice, like Herald of Green and Purple Light, are going to take forever to reach you, by the way. Just want to throw it out there. Actually, I sent one back because the store sent me an unlimited copy, and then I had to reorder a first edition copy. Real big pain. Ideally, Herald of Green Light's one of the best cards that nobody knows about. Well, kinda. You see that little bump? People are starting to get the handle. Now, if you look over here on Light You Play Unlimited, it's $23. You want a first edition version? No big deal. $33. By the way, if you want to buy 3, that's going to cost you almost $100 for this card first edition. Now, will this card be used at 3? No. But what's more important is a lot of you players forget the fact that this card is still a really, really good card, and it is a potential card to see play. And then Purple Light is Purple Light. It's up to you what you want to do. I just want to get all the Heralds to call it a day. Like I feel like I just want to rip that Band-Aid clean off, and that's basically what I did. All right. Then we have Herald of Pure Light out of Judgment of the Light. Now, this card is only in Judgment of the Light. The market price is already saying, hey, you might want to check this out. Looking at the card right now, Unlimiteds are roughly around 11. And if you want a first edition version of this card, first edition version of this card is going to run you roughly around $14 a copy. You need one of these. This card is good if you're looking to play sprites. And if you don't want to play this card, no big deal, but you're wrong. You should play this card. Like, this card's really good. All right. Then we have number 29, Mannequin Cat. This card only came in Rising Rampage. Nobody knows about it yet. The card price is like dirt cheap, pennies on a dollar, and yet it sees play in some Splite builds in the OCG. So if you're looking to play Splites, you're going to want this card. Let's read it together, class. Once per turn, detach one material from this card. Then target one monster in your opponent's graveyard. Special summon to your opponent's field. If a monster, or monsters, is special summoned to your opponent's field while you control this monster, except they're in damage step, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls. Special summon one monster with the same type or attribute from your deck or graveyard. You didn't even need to use the first effect. You just bring this out, and when your opponent starts making their plays, the second your opponent special summons if a monster special summons to your opponent's field while you control it. The minute your opponent special summons, you just go Mannequin Cat. Am I wrong? Can you just do that? Is that a real thing? I could be totally wrong. Let me see. If a monster is special summoned to your opponent's field while you control this card, you can target yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm wrong on that, but we're going to roll with that anyway. I'm not editing this video out. You should still buy it. It's 20 cents. What are you, cheap? Come on. All right. Then we have probably the best card in the entire game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Soon. Triple Tactic Talents is slowly starting to make its way into a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Players' decks. Here in TCG, Yu-Gi-Oh! Players love playing hand traps. Like, they already do. You know, you get that one guy at your locals that plays 15 hand traps featuring little engines that could potentially kill you via access code. Maybe. Sorta. Not really. And if you play Triple Tactic Talents, that player is normally the buy for you. Yeah, you'll play some hand traps, but you'll also play this card because the minute he hits you in one, you Talents either draw two, take his monster, smack him in the face with it, or you just basically snipe the other hand trap out of his hand because he plays 50,000 of them, and then you go on to win the game. And I do think Triple Tactic Talents is a phenomenal card. Just like a pointer of the Red Lotus, it lets you see in your opponent's hand. This is like Pot of Greed, you know that ban card? This card's at 3, by the way. It lets you draw 2 cards and like Change of Heart. Well, Change of Heart's legal, but it's a C play, kind of no. This card uses that effect sporadically at best. But what I'm trying to say is, Yu-Gi-Oh! Players, especially moving forward into the game, now with the release of Power of the Elements, is going to be using a lot of monster effects during your turn. And cards like Triple Tactic Talents is basically a cheat code that you could put in your deck. The cheapest version of the cards from 2021 Ancient Battles is about $24. Everyone that got Starlight Rare, don't worry, it's $710. It's not a lot of money, okay? Just play 3 of them. You're going to play 3 of them. You can get 2, that's fine. But if everyone sees that you don't have a 3rd one around, just know they will challenge you on your flex. Don't ever get challenged on your flex. You drop that 3rd one on the field, and you look at that kid and you say, get out of here, broke ass. I hate peasants. That's what you need to say those are Yu-Gi-Oh! Players. Ultimately, though, Triple Tactic Talents is a card you're going to want to grab as soon as possible because this card is going to see a lot more play. A lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Players are going to be playing cards like Totally Awesome in their Splite build and thinking they're adorable when they negate one of your cards, thinking it's the cutest thing to do in the world. And then you go Triple Tactic Talents and then you punish them for playing the game properly. Serves them right. How dare they? You don't play Yu-Gi-Oh! Properly. You cheat legally as much as possible. Legally, Konami, okay, and the rest of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Players, this card is literally like a cheat code. I don't care what anyone tells me. There's certain cards in this game, like Triple Tactic Talents and other cards, that are just so unfair. You look at it and go, I feel like I should get suspended for a year by playing this card. But you do, because it's so good and it's legal. Listen, this card's amazing. Please don't ban us, Konami. I think this is a phenomenal card. If you guys want to go ahead and go to my website, YGOPaisano.com, get yourself a gorgeous field center. Go ahead and reward yourself. I'll let you. We also have this amazing Splite Live Twin. I mean, look how gorgeous that looks. Absolutely amazing. Once again, you can get the Smart NFC add-on if you want to. You don't have to, but it will make your card programmable through your phone. This field center is absolutely beautiful. I have a bunch of other field centers and tokens available on my website right now. I'm going to have some more stuff coming over by this Thursday, Friday, hopefully, and then we'll check that out together. Anyway, I really appreciate everybody watching my videos. Thank you so much to everybody. Seriously, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, comment down below, go to your locals, share this, and the minute someone goes, I don't know about that, you slap that kid right upside his head because that kid has no idea what he's talking about. This is the best market watch. This is the best channel on YouTube. You don't even need to watch anything else. It's this channel. That's it. Simple. And then, Paisanos, I really appreciate you guys watching my videos. It's boy V, and you Paisanos. You Paisanos have a great day.